Cabot the Chameleon here, and this is Live in Glymm. Yay! With our special guests, their Excellencies Glymm, Baroness Disa, and Baron Alasdair. Yay! And now, our wonderful host, His Lordship Volk the Grey. Yay! Thank you, Cabot, for that rousing and somewhat familiar introduction. Greetings, my lords and ladies. I am Volk the Grey, and this is Live in Glymm. It's been a while since we've been back on the video side. I want to throw some history back to you real quick. So, Live in Glymm started around spring of 2015, when several Glimmerians got together and wanted to do something to promote honeyworm that year. We had lots of ideas, we had lots of things, and it was basically Their Excellencies Dunstan and Alicia got the ball rolling, and we just all ran with it. Well, eventually, His Lordships, Wolfgar, Mieczysław, and myself got together and started doing Live in Glymm. The first episode was the spring of 2015. We did a lot of quick and sticky shows, lots of fun, and we lasted 9 episodes. The last episode being July 2017. We promoted events. We did some interviews. One of my favorite interviews was with Fat Thor. Because, well, Fat Thor. Then life happened, and things went on hiatus. Fast forward, Their Excellencies asked me to get it running again. And so, with Her Excellency Disa's help, and through this wonderful Zoom platform, we are going to be getting Live in Glymm back. Tonight's guests, speaking of Her Excellency Disa, are His Excellency Alasdair and Her Excellency Disa, the Baron and Baroness Glymm. We will be meeting them really quick. And so, but before then, I want to say thank you, everybody, for your patience and waiting. And now we are going to be meeting Their Excellencies. Thank you. One thing I did forget, and I apologize, but this needs to be said. This is their second interview. Their first interview was done by the phenomenal bard, Her Ladyship Myri, who will forever be known in my heart as Myri Thunderstealer. So now, with their second interview, Their Excellencies. Good evening, and welcome to Live in Glymm. Here we are with Their Excellencies Disa and Alasdair, Baron and Baroness of the wonderful barony and ever-clear barony of Glymm. So, without further ado, how are you guys doing tonight?
Oh, we're doing good. Another lovely day. Nice sunny weather. Pretty nice to be out and about.
Mm-hmm. Yes, it was definitely one of the things that I did notice, and I commented to my lovely daughter that the sun is definitely lower on the horizon. I am looking forward to falling back here in
Yeah.
a few weeks or a week or so.
I don't know. I'm just very ready for these 80-degree days to be gone. So,
I am waiting for the 70s and 60s and 50s and 40s and 30s.
give me more rain.
Not so much. It really interferes with trying to get glues dry and stains and sealants. It's not optimal for my particular hobbies.
You have a heater in your garage, don't you?
I do. I have one going usually during the winter, but that also then, I would prefer not to have to run the heater too, but
That is true. That is a pretty big space, and heating that up to make sure the glue dries, the glue glow dries. Yes, that stuff. So I have been remiss, apparently, and did not know, Alasdair. I mean, Disa, you and I have known each other for 15 plus years now. Alasdair, tell us about your history in the SCA.
Well, I actually started in the Kingdom of Atenvelt. My first event was, I believe it was Astraea War 13.
So for those who aren't educated in the known world, where is Atenvelt in the mundane area?
Currently, it is basically the state of Arizona.
Okay.
When I started, it was still a little bit more, but yeah. And at the time, Astraea War was still the second biggest event in the known world. I think they're kind of debatable as to who's in that slot now, but.
So what year was that?
94, I think.
Okay, 94. Rock and roll. So you were in Atenvelt in 94. You went to Astraea 2.
No,
13.
13.
13, sorry.
Yep, I had some gaming friends that I had met while I was going to school, and they said, "Oh, you got to come check this thing out." So we knocked together some garb, and they said, "Yeah, we got a tent. You can stay in that." And I stayed in a 3-story orange and purple tent with a hot tub on the ground floor. Yeah.
Some kind of foreshadowing, right, on how he
Now,
got
it
to
was
where he
a
is now. For his
plastic tent, and it was scaffolding inside, so it wasn't the most historically authentic tent, but it was definitely a landmark. And yeah, so that was my first Astraea. I went and I saw and thought, oh, this was crazy, and I saw people wearing plaid pants and coming off the fighting field, and I said, wow, these people dress crazy. I'll never do that. And saw somebody on a golf cart being taken off the broken field with what looked like a broken leg, and I said, yeah, these people are crazy. I'll never do that. And 3 years later, I was in a pair of plaid pants with a Scottish persona, and a couple years, about a year after that, I was putting armor on for the first time and going out on the field.
Wow, that's from gee, these people are crazy to, yeah, I'm gonna be crazy too.
Household I was in decided they wanted to have a war band. One of our members decided he really wanted to make a trebuchet. So, most of us got armored up with the idea we'd be a siege crew. And of course, should probably know how to fight too. So there was about, I want to say 8 of us that first year that put on armor and got out on the field.
Sweet. So from there, from the wonderful Kingdom of Atenvelt, where next?
I joined the Army in 2002, and actually at the time I was I was part of the autocrat team for that Astraea, and so about a month before the event happened, I handed off my duties to my deputy, said, I gotta go, and joined the Army. I spent a couple of years in Onstiora, and that's mostly Texas, and played there for a bit before, after deployment, ending up here in 2005, and have been on tier since then.
So yeah, you played. Now you landed here in Glymm, right?
Sorta. I technically landed up in Blathnor since I was on Fort Lewis at the time, and got up there for a bit. But then, fairly quickly after that, I started coming down here, and my first Glimmerian event was 1001.5 Arabian Nights.
Yes,
And,
yes.
came down here for that, and yeah. So after 1001.5, and got out here and started the fighting field a bit, and a little bit of archery here and there. And actually, we met roughly around that time,
Yep.
and kind of bounced back and forth between Glymm and Blathnor for a while until I ended up buying a house down here and settled in.
Cool. Now, Disa,
Yes,
let's go for your history, which is much closer, but still, you've been around for a long time.
I have. So my first event was 1997. I want to say 97. Could be 96. It was June Fair. And a bunch of my friends took me. It was actually my 17th birthday present. My mom made me a dress and brought my friends and I to an event and gave me $50 and dropped us off. So we were kind of an event steward's nightmare. It was a group of teenagers that were just kind of dropped off at the event. But it was the 90s, different time, right? So it was a lot of fun. And the thing that really hooked me was I remember walking to Merchants Row, and there was this beautiful Norse A-frame tent, and it was open, so you could kind of look inside. And there was, it was just this beautiful setup, this beautiful bed, and all this stuff set up inside. And I thought, wow, I could never do anything like that, right? So that's not proven to be the case. But that's definitely what hooked me on the SCA. It was just this beautiful kit, right? This beautiful setup. And I thought, this is really just a magical thing, So I did kind of camping with my friends for a long time. And then I decided, I have no idea what year that was, but I decided to really get involved in the barony, in the local barony. And I went to a projects night in Glymm, and there were only 3 other people there. One was Baroness Juliana and Dingaron, and then Soraya was there, and it was at Soraya's house. And the next projects night was actually held at my house. And the first business meeting I went to, I stepped in as Gold Key, and I just kind of leapt in and didn't really look back. I moved to Dragon's Mist for about 4 years. I was down there for that period of time. I moved back up here about 5 years ago, I want to say now.
Yeah.
Something like that. So it's not quite as traveled as His Excellency Alasdair, but yeah, much more of a hometown girl here than he is.
Because I understand you've never gone to an event out of Kingdom.
I've not. That was supposed to be fixed this year. The plan was to go to Quad War. We were, and the plan was in the next couple of years to go to Pennsic. We'll see what happens. Obviously, Quad War didn't happen this year, but I was a single mom for a long time, and couldn't really afford to do out of Kingdom events. So last year was actually my first event in Canada, so in Thierry. So yeah, I've been to Ontario West, but that was only like 4 years ago too. So I played pretty locally before that. So pretty much central Ontario.
Cool. Yeah. What got you in? I mean, so basically both of you, this same thing with, gee, look at this place, look at this stuff. And then it didn't take long for both of you to realize, this is kind of cool. I want to hang out and do this.
Yeah, this was definitely, I had friends that actually saw Mayfair going on at Thurston County Fairgrounds. And as they were driving by, right? And they went and kind of looked at that thing and thought that was really cool. And then they found out that this next event was coming up, June Fair. And they were like, we all have to go. And that's, I mean, yeah, so it was my friends that actually brought me in. And then once I was in, that was kind of it, right? It was just my place.
And I have to say my experience is the same. Friends who were like, hey, well, Margaret comes up to me and says, you know, we like doing the Scottish thing, but let's try this. Come on. And every time I'd see her, come on. Finally, I was like, okay, she wore me down. This wonderful German woman wore me down and I said, okay. And the next thing I know, hey, I'm helping out. And
you jumped in pretty solidly. Yeah, you jumped in pretty solidly, pretty quickly.
With your help a little bit there,
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah.
We've already established she's an enabler.
A little bit.
You have a good voice. You can speak loud. You want to be a field herald. You want to be It's like, okay, what's that? All you got to do is read this. She gives me 3x5 cards, and so I'm walking all around the Randall site going, my lords and ladies, pray it down.
Yeah, I like helping people find the things that they enjoy.
We'll go with that.
I like that glance. It's like, yeah. You guys are adorable. So, this is, and for our viewing audiences, this is actually take two. We did one previously, and it wasn't too bad in the can, but there were some technical difficulties.
Yeah.
So this is take two. So I'm going off of. I actually have a little bit of a script this time, as opposed to the last time.
Refinement.
Oh, one of the things that we talked about, and the other in take one, was the virtual, and how it has become the norm. And both of you have given classes. Disa, you have run the virtual. What is it about? What do you think the future will be for the virtual SCA?
Do you want to go first?
Go ahead.
Okay. So I think the future for virtual SCA, I don't think we're going to completely go back to what we had. I mean, I think that, not saying that I don't think that we'll have the same things that we did, but I think that there will definitely be more of a digital aspect to it, right? And I hope that that's the case. I hope that we stream Crown, and we make classes accessible that are at events, and and we have teachers that teach over Zoom while their students are at the event, right? Like, I think there are a lot of things that we can do to make things a lot more accessible once we're in person. I think that that's a really good thing. I think it'll help the SCA grow.
This genie's out of the bottle. I mean, we've been slowly, as a society, integrating more and more, electronic media and digital presence into the game over the years. Not to this level, obviously, but we've seen the on-tier virtual feed, for Crown results and things like that. And now that a lot more people are getting more comfortable with this style of medium, and we're investing individually in the technology for it. How many people have gone out and bought webcams and figured out new software and how to log into programs? So I don't think it's going to completely supplant the physical. I mean, it never can. This is a group about community, and you know, it's nice for the digital. It's nice to be together this way, but it's still not the same. But I definitely think that there will be a lot more of a digital factor in events to come.
Mhm.
Speaking of virtual, let's talk about your first virtual court.
Yeah, sure.
It happened.
What do you want to know?
It seemed well.
Well, it happened on Friday and was released on Friday. When you know you did it actually like the week before, and then so it wasn't immediate. It wasn't
No.
well, we're going to do it and then we're going to throw it out there. So it takes time.
Yeah.
During the fire times.
Yeah, it was actually during the really heavy smoke, and so if you look at those videos, they're a little more yellow than the videos that we normally do, and I think that was definitely kind of the air quality in it, because we did it during one of the heavier days. You can actually hear my voice about halfway through starts to get kind of hoarse because of it. But I mean, this was our first virtual court, but we also like the changeover, the investiture was the same way, where we do all of our part and then no one sees it for at least a week and a half, so it's kind of a weird thing. But the one bonus to it is that we're going to be kind of spoiled because
we get practice court now.
we get to practice.
Didn't like that. Let's do it again. We
probably did 4 or 5 takes at least of each award, while we were recording. So it's going to be, once we can do live courts, it's going to definitely be an adventure to not be able to go, oh, I didn't like that. Let's try that again. So
forget what you heard. We shall do it again.
Do you think that there would be a possibility or plausibility to do a virtual court, tape it, then have real court, but then show the virtual court as a look for those of you who weren't able to be at the event? Here are the awards that were given. Here is the accolades that were given. Because one of the things that I got to tell you about the virtual court I loved dearly was seeing those awards given, and seeing the awards, and the fact that you're not back there going, oh, and of course everybody's going ooh ah oh as the scroll is being seen by. What? Let me get my binoculars out. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow, that's really nice. The illumination that we were able to see right there, it was so fantastic.
Well, I think that maybe being able to kind of live stream from in-person events, will be helpful. But I want to start, like if we are having an in-person court, beforehand, I want to make sure to take pictures of all of those beautiful awards and post them afterwards, and that way the artists can get acknowledgement for the work that they do, because that is a lot of work.
Yeah,
that is a lot of work.
And speaking of the artists, who was the artist?
A mysterious unknown we have recently discovered in our travels.
Right.
Not at all.
Not at all. So it was Mr. Celicia, who was, Baroness in Glymm, before Vasilisa and Bjorn. So she designed all of our charters in just a short period of time, and and then she actually, because we had such a short amount of time that we could do this in, she actually painted all of the ones that were done on the first go around.
That's a lot.
It was pretty amazing.
Yeah. And they were really nice. Obviously you've seen them, but all the little elements, the cat kind of playing around down on the bottom of Isabella's ewer was kind of one of my favorites, but I'm a little partial to the pets, so I'm a cat person. What can I say? Although the dog is nice, but I've always been a cat person.
So, yeah.
Well, let's give a shout out to the wonderful lady who created the medallions there, because those were pretty awesome.
Yeah, so the stamps were created by Master Bill a while ago. They were created a while ago. And her ladyship L'Ariel is the one that did the absolutely gorgeous red heart and crystal medallions for us.
Yeah, for those who are not familiar or aren't placing it, actually these current medallions harken back to the ones that were used when Wolfgang and Juliana were Baron and Baroness, and actually they're the same stamps that for my crystal and my red heart.
And mine too.
And so we were able to kind of bring that forward, and then with L'Ariel's input on doing a bit of change to make them a little bit more
our own.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's kind of nice to bring that piece of Glymm history back to the front a bit.
Yeah, I tell you, one of the things that I plan on doing with Live in Glymm is throwing history out there. I think that we have been, and not necessarily remiss, but we get so busy with our day-to-day lives and events, and sometimes that history gets lost or forgotten. And things like having those medallions that were made by Master Bill, and having those, and then L'Ariel making those again is
it's really cool.
For a historical organization bent on delving into the past, we do have a tendency to kind of not document our own past in society, maybe as well as we could have.
Well, one of the things that I want to tell you guys that I plan on doing is I have some information from His Excellency Richard, and I am going to be working on bringing it out.
Mm-hmm.
And with his help, of course, because he is a master historian.
He is.
And
He is.
Getting that information out to everybody so that we can bring, everybody can understand that, you hear I say the word Everclear, barony of Glymm as a hearken, and people were like, Everclear? What's no,
They
don't understand.
They don't realize that was the name of the shire.
That was the name of the shire that did not get passed for
Pretty obvious reasons. Yeah.
Just like the poor people up in Shithamwood.
Yeah.
Sorry, you can't become a baron of Shithamwood. Oh, okay, darn. But there's historical significance. Well, there was historical significance with Everclear as well. But anyway, I digress. One of the things that I want to, the wonderful things that have been happening with the virtual, specifically with us, is the Monday night socials.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that those have been phenomenal. But I'm going to give a shout out to some of our new members who unfortunately I haven't met, and one of these days we will. So Sunny Jim,
Mm-hmm.
who is phenomenal leather work, and one of these days I really have to take one of her shoemaking classes because I need a pair of leather shoes.
Mm-hmm.
And if I get this name wrong, Zanetta?
Mm-hmm.
Beliso?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. She's never corrected us on the pronunciation of it, so.
And she comes from
Aytonville.
Aytonville as well, yeah. So it's like
the Moons.
A lot of people
coming back, and yeah, her significant other was actually the person that got me an armor for the first time.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That I did not know.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
That was the head of the household that I was in, and the one that said, "Hey, we should get an armor and go out on the field." So yeah,
That's a really cool
it's a
thing.
small world sometimes.
Wow, it actually it actually is.
Yeah, the Zoom thing's been cool because it's, it gives people a chance because we've had people, several people move into the barony. We've had several people, only attend one event before this and, and want to continue. And the Zoom socials, are nice because everybody can still kind of come together and get to know each other and hang out and, kind of just have that moment of community every week. So that's
Well,
really
yeah, and Cindy sharing her love of Doctor Who
her awesome geekery. Yeah.
and all this other stuff that she's doing.
Yeah.
And Marissa, new
Mhm.
to the area, right?
New to the SCA.
SCA, new to the SCA.
Coming to
So,
us from another reenactment.
Yeah.
so that, I can't wait to meet these people in person. And I mean, yeah, sure, we're seeing it face to face, but I think that is one of the downsides of the. I miss campfire.
I miss the campfire too.
Not so much recently. I think we've had enough smoke personally. The ambiance, most definitely, but the actual fire and smoke, I can do without for a little bit longer. Give me at least another week.
I will give you spot on at that.
I would say though that the bonus to to being apart for this period of time, but still having the digital aspect, right? Still having the Zoom socials and stuff means that these people who are just coming in, when they go to their first or second event, they're going to know, they're going to know people, they're going to know us.
Right.
And and we're going to know them. And that's a really cool thing. And I think that that's the thing that's definitely, we're going to be able to kind of celebrate a little bit when we get back together, right? Like we finally get to meet people in person. It's really exciting.
There is going to be some very huge celebratory hugs and things.
Yeah.
So I know who I am waiting. I know who I am waiting to hug because there's so many hugs that I want to give out, and I am known for my hugs, but Volk hugs, from what I understand, are known by people. So, but who? Hashtag Volk hugs. Who do you look forward to seeing the most? I mean, is there some people out there who just you just can't wait to give a squatch?
Oh, there are so many. I feel like that's a trick question.
Well, I know you can't wait to see Christiana, and I know you can't wait to see Charles, and I know you can't wait to see. But and same here. I mean, there's just so many, and you're right. That is that was a bad question because it's just
a hard question. I mean,
question.
I'm looking forward to really. I feel like at the beginning it was kind of I miss these people, right? And at this point, it's I miss everybody. Like I miss everybody. People that I wasn't super close to, who I've become close to during this period of time because we chat on Facebook or we were involved in things, digitally, right? That I didn't really know them before. I just miss everybody, really, at this point. So I'm looking forward to seeing pretty much everybody.
I'm with you.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to getting back in armor.
He's looking forward to hitting everybody.
Well, just think of it as a rattan delivered hug. How's that,
I gotta tell you, I can't wait to get on the range and turn in scores and shoot things. And no, I can't wait to shoot people too. But that's beside the point. I want to send things down range.
Yeah.
I am looking forward to that. I miss that. Let's see. What else do we have on our docket? upcoming events.
Yes.
Let's talk about your next court
Mhm.
and Yule.
Yes. And then I just don't answer it. I like that. I'm like, yes, that's the thing that we're
We'll talk
doing.
about those things. Please stand by. After these words,
It's your turn to start.
I just did.
No.
Next. So our next actual court will be the Yule Court, which is December 5th or 6th?
5th.
Okay. The days all blend together in my head. If it's not my calendar in front of me, it's just kind of one long stretched out blur.
Yep.
So that will actually be the Yule event. So there will be a online social, and then as you were talking about earlier, and then a pre-recorded court that will play during that. And I believe Lady Tamsin has got plans for all kinds of things, which if you were watching our previously recorded court, then hearing about that, there will be recipes put out so everyone can kind of make their Yule feast ahead of time and then eat virtually together. I believe is a plan.
There's been talk of possibly doing like a table setting competition, right? Which is kind of a fun idea. We are looking for bards to perform during the court. So we're going to have a kind of longer court that will include some bardic performances that everybody can kind of enjoy together as well during the Yule. There's the charity function as well. So we're working on figuring out what those charities are. I think we've kind of got that figured out at this point. But Tamsin has some really great ideas, and I'm super excited that she's kind of wants to take this on. So yeah.
We will not have court until December. However, we will be recording addresses, just kind of to keep people in the loop. Let everybody know, hey, we're still here. Here's what's going on and stuff. And we'll have one of those in October and one of them in November.
Just kind of acknowledging what people are doing, because so many people are working behind the scenes so hard to make sure that things are still going, right? I mean, Serena just did, she just rebuilt the website and migrated the website, and Gal Kazan is, he's started a YouTube channel and Instagram and
Pinterest
and Pinterest. He's done all sorts of work, and we've got people doing all sorts of incredible things, and and that stuff should be acknowledged, definitely. So, because I don't think everybody realizes all the work that's still kind of going on behind the scenes.
Well, it's behind
you guys, right? You guys have been going out to the archery range to make sure things are clean and don't break down before we can get back together again. So.
Hey, it's clear.
I tell you, one of the biggest things about the range right now is just unburying things that have been taken over by the land. So yeah,
need a small herd of baronial goats.
So yeah, the work on the range, the work on the website, the work on the behind the scenes. That's one of the things that's true about the SCA. You see the people out front doing things, but in the back, there's so much more.
Yeah.
There is so much more, and that's one of the reasons why. So, what do you want to tell your populace about giving accolades?
Well, we created a Google form that is linked on the website under the awards section that you can go and and let us know what you think people are deserving recognition for. We're not everywhere, right? We don't have eyes everywhere. So please, please, please send in award recommendations. We also have a suggestions form on the website that I think it's actually under our investiture court right now, so we'll have to move it a little bit. But there's a suggestions form that if you guys if there's things that in person or before that you guys would think would be good to see,
Cake. There should be baronial cake. Go for it. Send the suggestion in. We'll see what we can do.
Yeah. So
I'm behind that. I am 100% behind baronial cake.
Okay. I believe that means His Lordship Volk the Grey has just, decided he will bake baronial cake for everyone.
Well, I'm pretty darn good about brownies, and I think I can do I think I can come up with at least one event a baronial cake.
I am partial to brownies.
Yeah, brownies sound good.
Yeah, one of the nice things with the online the award recommendation is even if you're not really sure what to put somebody in for, you just know they're doing some really cool stuff, and you really think that, hey, somebody should know about this. You don't have to. You don't have to know exactly what award is in there. Go in there, fill out who they are, what they're doing, and we can find the appropriate award for it.
Mm-hmm.
But I will also say, check your OP. Please, please, please check your OP.
Yeah.
Because one of the hardest things is, hey, so-and-so doesn't have an award for whatever. Are you sure? I could have sworn they had that award at this event. Well, it's not on here. So even if you're sure that all your stuff is on there, check your OP
Double check
to make sure your awards have actually been recorded.
Mm-hmm. Yep. It's really easy to fix it.
That is some of the best advice you can give anybody is check the OP.
Yeah.
Please check the OP.
Yeah.
And check your own OP.
Yes.
Because I know for a fact that I've got some things that I need to tell the Black Lion Herald and say, hey, look.
And Black Lion is really good about doing that. Really pretty quick turnaround.
Yeah.
We have a great group of heralds, and I am looking forward to one day meeting our new herald and shaking his hand and talking to him and giving him a hug. So
yeah, he's pretty great.
Witnessing his baptism.
Yeah. He hasn't been baptized as a herald yet, so yeah, I know. I'm looking forward to it.
Nothing like a event herald a little event heralding to bring that out, and maybe put him on a horse.
Oh yeah, like I put you on a horse. Yep.
Hey, put me on a horse. And I'm walking all around Dragon Sphere, going, my lords and ladies, pray attend.
Yeah.
Let's see. I don't know if was there anything else that you wanted to touch on? I know that we had gone over some little things.
We were all over the place. It was a very rambling interview.
We rambled.
That's what we all tend to do. We all are ramblers. It's fine.
Fair.
Well, I know we had talked in length about your tent, and
a lot to talk about.
Its gloriousness and the fact that you will probably be setting that bad boy up at events, and that will be Glymm Central.
It will.
There has only been one event since I got that tent that I have not camped in it, and that was during Saverick and Dahla's second reign. I went out to Honor War, and that being a bit of a trek in far, far eastern Washington, eastern Ontario, I took the smaller car and the Norse setup, and going from my 3-ish hour setup for the monster tent, the Taj Mahal, to you haven't heard that one either, I take it.
No, I have not heard the Taj
Mahal. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Inside joke there. Extra points for those who get it. So I took her A-frame, and I was set up and done in like 20 minutes. And I'm going,
he sent me a message. He's like, I don't know what to do.
did I forget something? So
yeah. But no, the big tent is nice because it's easy to find.
Communal.
And it's communal, and that's kind of the point of it. Like we have space where people can stay, and we have plenty of shade for people to come and just sit. And, if you see us at an event, please come, say hello and sit. Don't be afraid to come and introduce yourselves, or, come and say hi, because
There's probably plenty of places to sit.
plenty of places to sit.
Maybe.
There's a lot of, that's what that tent's there for.
The tent,
Yeah.
sometimes we have extra chairs,
Sometimes not.
they don't. Sometimes we start out with extra chairs and end up without them, but
Yeah.
Now, I know the one thing we did talk about was the next event that you're really looking forward to. And I know that, and I agree with what you said. What was the next event that you're really looking forward to?
I mean, it may be a little biased, but I really want Mayfair to happen.
Mhm.
It would be really nice to have a Glymm event, and and Mayfair is an important event. It's our anniversary event, and that's important. But I don't know. I hope that that's the case. It may be May Crown. It may be later than that. But May Crown is so nice too. I love May Crown because everybody is together, right? Everybody is there. And it's just such a nice thing. I really enjoy May Crown a lot too. So, yeah.
And I really don't have a specific event, that this is, I'm waiting for this event. It's just every event's different, and it's the people that you go to see. So it's really hard to say. I mean, obviously I'm looking forward to a fighting event, and I probably won't get to fight it at Mayfair, which is kind of a depressing thought, but
Now I had a thought. What about everybody who wants to be the champion has to fight the Baron once?
it's a thought. And I won't say that it has never something similar hasn't crossed my mind. We are hoping to see Mayfair, kind of take off a bit. There's the plan for last year is we had sponsored some of the tournaments. There was going to be a prize tournament for rattan. There was going to be a prize tournament for steel fighting. We still needed to get with the archery community to see about maybe an archery prize tourney if there wasn't one. So getting as many people out there as possible, and getting known for awesome tournaments with wonderful prizes.
And there were some amazing prizes that are
still
there. They're still there. They're waiting for next Mayfair. So a gorgeous, gorgeous wooden cooler with an on-tier map on the top.
Mm-hmm.
It's gorgeous. And
Now, how do I win that?
Heavy fighting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't take my bow into the Eric, so no, that's not going to happen.
There are some rules that would prohibit that, yeah. But there's time, and like I said, we still need to get with the archery and thrown weapons communities to see what we can do there. It just means it didn't happen this year, so it'll happen next year, and maybe we'll just make it that much bigger.
Yep.
You just gave me a great idea for a prize tourney for archery.
There you go.
We can talk offline.
I just had a great idea. Ooh. Yes, we will talk. We will talk offline, but especially if there's a box in it. Just say it,
See, this is the danger of going too long without events, because people then get creative and
bigger ideas.
Yeah, the ideas grow bigger and bigger. Oh, well, I've got 2 weeks between now and the next event, so I probably couldn't pull that off. Oh, well, I got 4 months between now and the next event. I can pull that off. How can we make it bigger?
How can we make it bigger?
So 2021 could be the SCA year that just really went over the top.
Bless you. And again,
Right?
no. Speaking of being active in this time of the COVID and the time of the plague,
Mm-hmm.
let's talk about the 100 challenges.
Yeah, the 100-day challenges.
And absolutely, man, I am really digging this 100 challenges. Tonight, I am doing part of my 100 challenge being service doing live in Glymm.
As
So
am I. As am I.
fantastic. So let's tell our viewing audience what the 100 challenges are.
So why don't you start, because you started
So,
doing them first.
I came across it first, and actually it was Sigmund from up in Bothen, Norway, who brought it to my attention. There was a 100-day Pell challenge for the heavy combat, and looking at it a little bit more, it was not just heavy. It was 100 days of Pell. It's 100 days, 100 blows, and the people that are in that particular group, there are SCA heavy fighters, there's SCA rapier fighters, there's SCA cut and thrust, there are amp guard people I've seen with foam, there are people with HEMA, just pretty much any and every discipline you're seeing in there. And we've also seen archers in there as well, and they're doing 100 draws to to keep that arm in shape.
Yeah.
So I did my 100 days, as did Sigmund, and then pretty soon after I finished mine, Her Excellency.
I found, I don't know where I found it. I don't know if somebody shared it or if it was a suggested group, but there's 100 days of service, SCA service. And I thought that was a great way to, to have something to kind of work towards and focus on. And after 100 days, you get a little patch, and you've done 100 days of service. And it's kind of nice too to be able to write down, to look and kind of write down, okay, these are all the things that I've been doing, which is kind of cool too. But it's nice. I really encourage people. There's arts and sciences ones. There's all sorts of different stuff. So, if you're kind of wanting to have a focus, and you don't really know what that is, by all means look for one of those. So.
And I'm competing in the 100 days of service. I think I'm on day 7 or day 8, and I'm actually, when I'm not doing live in Glymm, I'm creating largesse.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to be creating many pieces of largesse during this 100, and not just one piece, but not just one particular item, but actually several things. One of the things that I'm planning on working on is finger puppets.
Nice.
For kids.
Yeah.
So it's
And big kids.
Big kids, little kids, kids climb on rocks, those kind of kids. So it's fantastic, and it's something that a lot of people can do and get involved in and just have fun.
It's just 10 minutes of service a day. So, that's a really, that's a very doable thing.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
Uh-oh. Either for
there goes the host. He's out. What's wrong with Volk?
Suddenly we're in charge.
It's a horrible idea.
Oh, I'm in trouble. Anyway, so what's one of the things that you would like to do? I mean, I know heavy fighting and that, but what are you looking forward to being Baron and Baroness?
Connecting with people.
That would be telling.
That would be telling. Connecting with people, meeting people, and I think that one of the cool things about being in this position is giving people the opportunity to find what they love and to shine and acknowledge people for that. I think that's the coolest part of being in this position.
We've both been playing for a couple of years. We've been around a bit, we've had time to build up our presence, to build up our encampment. And we have a number of advantages that not everybody does. You know, we can go to these events. We have the capacity to take lots of stuff to events. So being able to kind of use that to help people experience more of what Ontario has to offer. You know, maybe going, you know, maybe you're not planning on going to this event that's a little farther away. You don't know the people as much, or, you know, you're not really sure you want to make that long drive by yourself. But hey, we're going to be there. We got this great big tent. You'll at least know some people, you know, so kind of giving people, I guess, like a safe haven or a springboard or a touching board before they go out and see more of the kingdom than they might have done in the past.
Yeah.
And you know, there have been a few things that we've talked about, some of which are still in the works. I don't want to talk too much about. You know, ask me about the Great Pilgrimage sometime. And so yeah, just, you know, getting out, seeing more, and helping people see more of you know, that's out there as well.
Yeah. So that people don't wait like me, you know, 20-something years before they go to an event in Terry, or, you know, or an event outside the kingdom, or, you know.
Well, I'm in the same boat you are. I've never been outside of the kingdom, and one of the things that I wanted to do this year was go to Ontario West. And I'm hoping next year, if not next year, the year after, Ontario West, because I have a plan, and plans are good. I do plan on being Kingdom Protector next year, and so that's my plan. So it's if I do that, then Ontario West War, I'm going to have to be there to help protect the king.
True.
Yeah.
Very true.
Sounds like you need to get on that 100-day Pell challenge with the bow. Can you hit a bullseye in your sleep? Well, then perhaps
that's one of the things that you know, it got me thinking about the prize tourney for Mayfair, was something like that. It's like,
We'll talk.
Oh, excuse me.
If you have ever seen me at an event with my stuff, you'll know that I am all about pomp and pageantry. So, you know, we can build it up by all means. Let's build it up.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, is there anything else that you would like to tell the populace before we call it a night?
Everything that comes to mind is very sarcastic and will get me in trouble. So I'm going to leave this to you.
Oh, you know, leave it all to me.
I'm sorry. I just had Bob Barker come to mind. So then remember, folks, remember to have your pet spayed and neutered.
Well, that is important. But, you know, right now is rough. You know, it's rough on everybody. Everybody's exhausted. You know, everybody's is worn down, you know, for so many reasons. Just be sure to be kind to each other. You know, be sure to check in with your friend who you maybe haven't heard from, you know, haven't seen online. You know, just kind of make sure to keep in touch. And also, don't overdo it. You know, everybody's doing all these things, the 100-day challenges, or, you know, all these classes and all this stuff. You don't have to. There's so much going on, but sometimes
less is more.
Sometimes less is more, and sometimes the best thing you can do is to just be okay, right? And to listen to yourself, listen to your brain, and listen to your body, and you know, that can be really hard, especially when everything is right here on the computer, you know. So, you know, don't expect more of yourself than is reasonable, which is not advice I'm good at taking.
Not really, no.
But I will give that advice. So, yeah. You? Anything?
I'm with you.
You know, we're here. We're all in the same boat. We're all waiting for things to get going again, and we're all going to be there, hopefully, when, you know, come out the other side and ready to get back going again. And you know, we're doing as best we can. We've got our online and our chat, but look forward to seeing everybody in person again.
Yeah. Definitely.
Absolutely. Looking forward to seeing everybody in person but right now we've got our virtual Monday nights, and we have our virtual business meeting, which will be coming up, I believe, next Tuesday.
Mhm.
And
Depending on when this airs.
depending on when this airs. Oops. Well, anyway.
First Tuesdays of the month.
The first Tuesday, it's the first Tuesday of the month. Yes, absolutely. And you know, as one of my favorite TV shows used to say, so as the sands of the hourglass, so are the days of our lives. Anyway, so as I thank you, Your Excellencies, you are phenomenal, and I am looking forward to being and hanging out with you guys and just being Glymm.
I'm looking forward to that too.
We'll make it happen one way or another.
Yeah.
All right. Good night, Your Excellencies, and thank you.
Good night.
Good night.
Thank you, Your Excellencies. That was awesome. Thank you for your patience, everybody. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being there and being here. Look forward to doing more interviews and having some Bardic go on and going to places and taking you with me. I'm looking forward to doing that. And what? What? You promised I'd have some more ones. All right. Well, apparently my production assistant Wolf. This is my production assistant Wolf. Hello. And he wants to have some more lines. So, 1 second. Hello, everybody. My name is Wolf, and I am the production assistant. Okay. Thank you. Well, that's it. Okay. A wolf of few words. So, thank you again. And for Cabot and Wolf, this is Volk the Grey, wishing you all a pleasant evening and a pleasant day. And stay safe.